Hello, welcome back to my channel. For those who are coming to this channel for the first time, my name is Soneni Mpofu. I'm a nurse who lives in the UK, and on this channel I talk about life in the diaspora, and most of the things I talk about will concern the UK and will concern nurses, because I am a nurse, and I just feel like I will talk more about nursing in the diaspora and life in the diaspora as in general. So thank you very much for those of you who've taken your time to view my videos. I hope you are picking one or two things from what I've been sharing. And if you've got any comments, any suggestions, they are welcome. You can always comment in the comment section down below. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to go to the topic of discussion today. So I did a video a few days ago, and I talked about how much a nurse in the UK earns, and this one was really most specifically for the nurses that are coming from overseas, the ones who are coming to work here, the starting salary and all. So today I thought, just to follow up on that, I'll talk about the disposable income, just to give you an idea of how much money you remain with after getting your pay. And we already discussed in the last video that a nurse gets about 25,500 per annum, and that was gross. Anyway, for the net pay per month, a nurse gets about 1,600 or 1,700 per annum if you are starting band 5. So I'm not going to talk about nursing homes and private hospitals, or we'll just put it in general, because mostly the nurses that are coming over here are coming in the NHS. So I'll talk about the nurse who has come to work in the NHS. How much disposable income do you have at the end of the month? That is what we are going to talk about, right? So when you come, the hospitals usually will accommodate you for 3-6 months, depending on the trust that you are going to. And then after that will be free. So no gas, no electricity, no council tax. I think the hospital caters for that. Then after that, you start paying. That's where now the problem comes, after you've done your PIN number and all. So from the 1,700 pounds, you have to pay for accommodation, which I just put it about 600 pounds, but it depends on where you live, where you're working, which trust. This is the lower end of the accommodation. Then you have to pay council tax as well. It depends if you are a single parent, or if you are single, you pay much lower. But if you've got a husband or children, you pay higher. Food, same. If you are a large family, you pay lower. If you are alone, the food budget will not be as high. Then you have to think of transport. If you've got a car, transport, really, I think it's just the same, because these days diesel and petrol, they've gone up quite a lot. But mostly when you just come to the UK, you'll be using a bus. That's another cost. And then you have to think about the phones, the mobile phone, the land phone. You have to think about the TV license. You have to think about the Netflix, things like that you need to pay for as well. And then for those of you who've got kids who are still going to school, uniforms and food for packed lunch or school meals or whatever, all that, you have to think about it. It costs quite a lot. So I just came up with a rough estimate of like 1,500 pounds per month for all those expenses that I've talked about. But even those expenses I've talked about, they are really, really on the lower end, because you find that by the time you go to month end, there are so many things that come up which you are not expecting. And then as nurses who are coming from overseas, we all know that we like to support our families back home. So that also should be on the budget when you get paid. So now the total that I got after I calculated all these minus the support back home was £1,500. Now, if you are getting 1,700, you remain with £200, and that £200 has to take you from month end to month end. Okay, so what do you do? Because that is definitely not enough. Anyway, if, like I said in the previous video, if you've done some unsocial hours, if you've done some weekends, some nights, at least the salary goes up a little bit. Maybe you can even, you know, get much more than £1,700, depending on how many unsocial hours that you've done. So the only other option that you have in order for your pay to be a bit better would be for you to do a bank work. Most of the trusts, in fact all the trusts, they've got bank work, and they do encourage their own staff to do bank work. But then that bank work also comes with disadvantages, because that work-life balance will not be there. You find that you'll be spending most of your time at work trying to make ends meet. Meanwhile, you are not spending time with your husbands, with your children, you know. So I just thought I would mention this, that the disposable income is not as much as we think. But in order for you to bump it up a bit, you can always do bank shifts, and you can you know, you can maybe request to do and social hours. But then for those of you who are, you know, two parents in a household, maybe it's better, because the other you know, person will be bringing in income, and the other person will also be bringing in income, so it will be better. But for like myself, who is a single parent, it was just me, and everything, you know, all the bills were entirely on me, so things were a little bit hard. But then, having said that, you know, making that decision to come over to the UK is good, I would say, in some way, because some of the things are quite good, like education. You don't have to worry about taking your child to a private school, unless if you want to. Otherwise, the government schools are good. And then the hospitals as well, you don't have to pay. NHS is free. So those are the things that you can consider before you make that decision. I'm sure most of the people are migrating. There's a big shortage of nurses in the UK, and the government is employing. Boris Johnson was just from talking on the TV. I was listening to the news not so long ago, that they've employed about 50,000 or so nurses. So yeah, they are employing. The shortage is there. But before you come, don't be excited a lot. When you see that pay, you'll be like, oh, that's a lot. It is not a lot. And especially if you convert it into your local currency, it looks like a lot. But don't be fooled by that. The cost of living is really high here. That's why you find that most people are forever at work trying to make ends meet. So I hope that was helpful to somebody, even one person out there. And I would come back again later, and I think next video I'll do on the work-life balance in diaspora. I think that's I'm going to talk about the work-life balance in the diaspora. And thank you very much for all of you who are taking your time to listen to me. Please comment, and God bless you. Till next time, see you.